Freedom fighters, I'm coming back at you with a Manic Monday rant. And today I wanted to touch on this Andrew Tate video that I saw a few days ago, where he's making a really good point, and I kind of wanted to do a video around that subject matter before, and I figured I'd just go off on that. But it was, kind of one of his normal Tate style videos where he's like, you need to get rich and, you should try getting rich because of. And his whole point, though, which he was making a good point, was, I don't just get rich to buy, things I want or, whatever, women and partying and all that. He's like, I got rich so I could get on an even playing field with these people, these criminal elite scum. And he's like, all the stuff they're hitting me with, the lawfare and all that stuff, it's part and parcel of the territory. But he was like, at a certain level you get past that. And the point was he was making was they're all criminals, they're all doing they're all involved in criminal activity. You look within our own government and, the prosecutions, they haven't been, only one side has been prosecuting the other. And now, we're starting to fight back. But the whole thing about, trying to pressure Pam Bondi to bring charges and, all they could come up with on Comey was a few, perjury, lying to Congress charges, and all these other corrupt politicians. Like, they're just like, I can't, what could we possibly charge them with? There's everything under the book they would charge you with. But they seem to be able to skate free all the time. But anyway, the point he was making, I don't know if he touched on this, or I saw someone else talk about this recently too, but Marco Rubio was meeting with this Syrian guy who's a terrorist who's, out there chopping off heads. He's done hostage videos and stuff like that. And the other day, Marco Rubio was meeting with him, and I think he gave a speech at the UN and everything like that too. And basically, what it means is, whoever the current boogeyman of the day is, if it's Putin or whatnot, they're like, oh, he's doing war crimes or he's doing this and he's cutting off the gas or electricity for Europe and all this stuff, and he's a criminal or whatnot. It's just because they're the current target in the enemy. The same way you get, political persecutions here in America and always what it's been throughout history. Show me the enemy and I'll show you the crime. Except for, these people we're talking about have literal criminal charges. I mean, they are seditious traitors to our nation, right? If I was the AG, if I was head of the DOJ, I would easily be able to find crimes, right? And all the gun crimes they enforce, all the illegal, unconstitutional laws and edicts they put forward, and all the traitor badges, the boots that go out there and enforce these and violate your rights and civil liberties. Those are treason charges. But, you and I get held up on going 5 miles per hour over the speeding limit or not wearing a seatbelt or, your kid steals a candy bar, from the grocery store or something like that. Us little peasants always get held to account on things like that. And God forbid, you have cans that aren't registered on the end of your projection tools. If you're drilling third holes, if you're putting certain grips forward, vertical grips on your sporting rifles, stuff like that. All felony charges. The full weight of the state is coming down on you for, unconstitutional laws. And then there was a video that came out the other day of, it was cargo ships full, those big cargo ship containers, just containers full of full actual military grade assault weapons, M4s, and night vision goggles, all the stuff we left over in Afghanistan. And they're showing it all laid out, and they're opening containers full of, all these belt fed, you know, machine guns, all this stuff, M16s, the full thing. Vehicle mounted 50 cals, all the stuff that is unallowed for you and I, and we would catch felony charges for, they are giving to the enemy and to criminals. But see, they cease becoming criminals when they become the government. Or they cease being criminals when they become the government. And, as you saw, and then they came out that now fund the Taliban. The people who we went to a 20-year war with and were completely against in the war of terror, now we give them military grade assault rifles that you and I can't possess with the highest grade of technology, and we give them pallets full of cash and we fund them, and it's all now because they're government and they're playing ball. And that's what it's all about. So again, whoever's the boogeyman, and in the modern day, or whatever, whoever they name, Maduro's another one. They don't care that he's a criminal. They don't care that he's not their criminal. If you're willing to play ball, if he was like, hey guys, my country is open for business with the United States of America. All this oil, all these rare earth metals, all these precious jewels and gems, and everything it's for sale in the American market. And not only is it for sale with the American market, will prohibit China or Russia, your adversaries, from getting it either. So it's mainly going to you. All of a sudden, all the stuff they accuse Maduro of, oh, he's a narco terrorist, he's a drug runner, he's running, a cartel style government, all that would cease to exist. They wouldn't care about that. Again, they don't care if they're a drug runner, they're drug runners. You're meddling in their business. That's it. They just don't want competition. They want you to play ball. They are the criminals that they accuse you of. And they're doing things 10 times, 100 times worse than you and I could ever, do. Like I said, you commit small time, traffic violations and small crimes, and you best believe you're getting held to account. And anything more serious than that, like, yeah, they're throwing the book at you. You're seeing prison time. You're seeing fines and all kinds of stuff being thrown at you. Um, and actually, this guy from Syria is now the president. So I just looked it up. The Ahmed Al Shahar, I guess his name. I'm probably butchering that. But yeah, so this guy was, in flip flops and a loincloth a few years ago, and they had the civil war in Syria. Um, and he's a jihadist, running around there chopping Christians' heads off, and being a Muslim extremist over there in Syria. And then he takes over the government, and now he's in a suit and tie and got slicked back hair. He's got the hair gel going and the a fade and trimmed up beard, and he's a politician now. And that's all it takes to shift from criminal terrorist to politician. That's the pipeline, and that's who they all are. When you name these people of, Brennan, Clapper, Comey, Nancy Pelosi, you would never think, right? Nancy Pelosi and these people who wear suit and ties, and they're, so extinguished, and they've got medals and honorary certificates and, all this stuff, awards that they pat themselves on the back with and say how much better of a person they are. And, they got to this level of politician and where they are in government because of, how good they are. No, they got there because they're criminals. And the friends that they know help them out to go do other criminal shit. And then again, it goes all around the world, and whoever's willing to play ball with them is a friend and gets to wear suit and ties and shake hands with them on the world stage. But if you're not playing ball, well, that's when they go to war and they blow you up and they take you out. And which has always kind of been, I've done videos on that about monopoly of violence and stuff like that. They're not against violence. They'll mark you a terrorist, they'll mark you a criminal, and blow your country to kingdom come, or go put a bullet in your head with a Black Hawk helicopter raid at 5 a.m. in the morning. None of that matters to them. They're not against violence, and they're not against criminal activity. They own the monopoly of it. It's their world, it's their game that they've perfected, and that's what it is. The laws are there for you and I, and the world is just their playing field. And that's how they act until we start holding them accountable. And the James Comey indictment is the first step. I mean, you already know where I'm at, man. I'm too black pilled on this stuff. Do I see it going anywhere? Are these people really going to be held to account? Don't hold your breath. But anyway, man, let me know what you guys think, and definitely go check that video out. I can't remember the name of it or anything. It was on X under Cobra Tate account that Andrew has. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of wanted, it's been something on the back burner, a topic I wanted to do for a while about laws and stuff like that, which I'm probably still, going to talk about. I've been talking about that from, day one on this channel. But I thought that was a really good video that kind of laid that point out pretty well, man. But let me know what you guys think. And until the next one, you know what it is, man. We are on our own. Nobody's coming to save us. So get right with God, because only God can save you. Freedom fighters out.